Hello everyone, today is part 1 in a series I'll be doing. I know I'm going to call it probably something along the lines of like Batman Arkham series, Predator, Gadget, Arkham Origins, but it's for the entire series, specifically like Origins in the City, but it's going to be a guide to all the Predator stuff that you need to know. So this is part 1, Smoke-Pellet is your friend. So, I had this idea earlier today to make this series, because I was just like thinking, I'm like, 1, 2, 3, I got a lot of ideas for this series. So part 1, Smoke-Pellet is your friend. I'm going to try to get some gameplay in here of me with the Smoke-Pellet. Might not, it just really depends, but I'm going to try to basically showcase when to use the Smoke-Pellet. I'm not going to really be playing right now, because I don't want to have to, like, start booting up the game and everything, but I already have some clips recorded of me using it, so there you go, since, I'm just a master of Predator in these games. So, this is not going to be necessarily a challenge map walkthrough. That's what Batman Arkham Videos is for. If you want to know how to do a specific Predator map, he's great for that. This is more so just once you've got those medals down, or once, or if you're in the story mode or something like that, you're not worried about Dark Knight challenges or anything like that, or maybe you are, and you want to get something done. This is basically going to be a tutorial, not the entire series, just a specific part 1 episode. Smoke-Pellet is your friend, or the Smoke-Pellet is your friend, rather, is going to be on how to use a Smoke-Pellet to get out of tight situations, to use it offensively. It's basically just how to use. So let's get right into it. So if you don't know what the Smoke-Pellet is, there are 3 uses. I'm going to count it as 3, and you'll understand why in a second. 4 if you're on mouse and keyboard, but if you're not, then only 3. So the one is you press the counter button, no matter what it's on, right? It's right click or your counter button on console, like for example on PlayStation, triangle, because most people know PlayStation controls, so I'm just going to reference that. You just press your counter button, and if you're under fire in a Predator encounter, Batman will drop the Smoke-Pellet. Or even not. If just you're under fire, Batman, usually if you right click, usually will give you a prompt, but sometimes it won't. And you right click and then, or press your counter button, and then you'll drop your Smoke-Pellet. But usually that's just counters, right? So what else can you do? Well, you can select it. As you can see me here, scrolling through my gadgets, just like, I think in this is part 2 of my walkthrough of Batman Arkham Origins. It's out on the channel if you want to watch it, but I recommend watching part 1 first. But I'm just looking at all the gadgets, but you see right there, 6 is a Smoke-Pellet. So you select your gadget, then you press the aim. I'm just going to do PlayStation control, or just really console controls for right now. I assume most PC people know their equivalents. So you press and hold the right trigger to aim your gadget, and then you throw it to, you like right there, I'm pretty sure it gave me the prompt was an example, but so if you're watching the gameplay recording. So you aim, you throw it. That's how to use it offensively. I'll get into that in a little bit. Or you aim and press your grapple button. Not on PC though. On PC you press your cape stun button, which is, unless you've changed your controls, it's a middle click. So like you see right there, it's hang is the middle click, but so press and hold right click, middle click, or on console, press and hold left trigger, then press like your grapple button, like the top right button. Did I say middle trigger? I meant left trigger if I said middle trigger by accident. Kept saying middle button and everything. But yeah, anyways, middle click. But anyways, so yeah, that's how you drop it though, is by like pressing the grapple button afterwards, or on PC, middle click while you're aiming it. And then the extra thing, just for people who play PC, I'm going to show some gameplay of this where, like for example here, 6 is my Smoke-Pellet button, so if you double tap 6, it's like quick firing it, and that's just dropping it. So like if you're under fire, right clicking, or if you aimed it, then, if you aimed it, then, if you aimed it, then middle clicked or right clicking when you're under fire, double tapping 6 is the same thing. That's only for PC players. If you want to, like, you can quick fire that Gadget, the Smoke-Pellet. And then after that's how you use it. Now let's get into when to use it. I want to say why to use it, but when to use it, and how to use it even. So the biggest thing is if you're being shot at, you right click. That's what you do. Or it really depends. If you think you can run away and slide into a vent in time, or get into a grate, or grapple away with no one seeing you, or find some sort of escape route, then no. Because you only get, for most cases, you will only get 1 Smoke-Pellet per Predator encounter. Don't waste that Smoke-Pellet. a lot of people will be like, oh, I get seen, it's prompting me to drop the smoke pellet. They drop the smoke pellet. Later on, they actually need it. Before maybe they could have just like flipped over the edge and, gotten away that way. And they're like, oh no, I got to drop my smoke pellet, then run away. Whereas they could have just run away. And then later on, they're like, oh shoot, I'm being shot at by like 5 people and I'm going to need that smoke pellet, but I don't have it. So here's basically when to use it and how to use it. If one person is shooting at you, if there are 3 people left in the predator room and one of them is shooting at you, backclaw them, which will be a part 2 is backclaw yeehaw. Pretty great name, right? Came up with it myself, I did. Uh, and that will get more into the backclaw and the backclaw disarm and the backclaw over ledges and everything. That's part 2. This one though, you can use the backclaw. You can use batarangs. You can really do whatever. I guess you can start punching them if they're close enough if you get spotted. But honestly, you can just run away half the time. I'd say like batarang them 3 times, knock them over, and then run away. But do not, if you get seen by one person, drop your smoke pellet. It really doesn't help you. It kind of, I don't want to say it gets in your way, but it's a waste of your smoke pellet, right? So don't drop your smoke pellet if you're under fire by one person. I'd say, I can't really speak for other players, but for me personally, as I'd say a tad above average Arkham player, like skill wise, for me, it's like if I have 3 people shooting at me, that's when I start to really drop the smoke pellet, especially if I'm surrounded. If it's 3 people shooting at me, I can like slide into a vent to my left, and yeah, it can be 5 people shooting at me, unless I'm taking a lot of damage. If I'm like, my health is just dropping, then it's probably even too late at that point. When I drop the smoke pellet, if it's like 5 people shooting at me, but if it's like 3 people shooting at me, I wouldn't even bother bataranging them, because while you're bataranging one, the other 3 are shooting at you. If you want to try, you can quick fire. Again, I think you can only do it in PC, but try to quick fire your multi batarang. Like you throw that 3 or whatever, or 2 if you don't have it upgraded all the way. But really, you don't want, once you get to I think 2 people shooting at you, that's when you gotta start worrying about dropping the smoke pellet. And then if you're confident enough in your skills, once you get to 3 people shooting at you, don't even try to escape. Okay, just drop that smoke pellet and run. You only got 1 smoke pellet, but you only got 1 life before you gotta restart the challenge map. It's not like it's the end of the world if you gotta restart, but I mean, if you weren't concerned about dying in this game, then there'd literally be no intenseness to it. It'd be like, I don't want to say no point to it. It's still fun, I guess, but like, no challenge to it. You want to try to stay alive. That's the whole point of these tutorials, is try to tell you how to stay alive. So once you get to that many people, use it. And so you're always running the risk. There's kind of a risk and reward. Say there's like 3 people all grouped up, and you throw the smoke pellet. You are getting the reward maybe of taking out all 3 of those people, but there's also the risk of later on if you're going to need the smoke pellet and you won't have it. So, uh, I can't, again, I'm speaking out of experience from myself, but I'd say if there's 3 people grouped up together, it's worse using the smoke pellet if there's only going to be, if you can take out all 3 of those people and there'll only be like 2 or 3 people left. I'd say the risk is worth the reward, honestly. You get 3 people down, 3 to go. That's honestly not half bad, because it takes a lot less time, but then you won't have it for later on. But then again, you only have 3 people, and I doubt there'll ever be more than 2 next to each other, so you should be able to kind of just, knock them down, then run away. Again, you're running that risk, but I'd say you really, again, a lot of it's determining for yourself what your skill level is, but for me, I'd say the risk is worth the reward. If there's like 3 people grouped together, throw that dang smoke pelt, take them out. I would not recommend doing this unless your smoke pelt is fully upgraded by, I think, is it the Black Mask mission in Arkham Origins, where you gotta complete that to get the fully upgraded smoke pellet, but like the side mission. But yeah, if you can get that side mission done, get the, or what in Arkham City, Arkham Knight, whatever else you need to do to fully upgrade your smoke pellet, then yeah, make sure that you have fully upgraded smoke pellet before you really try any of these tricks, other than, or else just really save it up for dropping. Don't try any offensive things, or not offensive, striking techniques, I guess, if you will, in terms of soccer, right? Don't try to attack your opponent with the smoke pellet unless it stays up for long enough, has a big enough radius or anything. What else? Oh yeah, right. Dem thermal, guys. So the thermal guys, funny story. Recently, on my computer PC playthrough of this game recently, I mean, I've encountered it before, like in Arkham City and Arkham Origins on my Wii U, but recently I've been encountering this big problem where I'll have a challenge where it's like extinguish, right? Like was a fire extinguisher, or even with smoke pellet, perform a silent takedown in the blast radius and everything, and the or not blast radius, within the smoke, and the problem is that thermal guys, the dudes that scan the gargoyles, are a big problem because usually I'm like, I have the upgrade, or if they scan me on the gargoyle, doesn't make a difference. I guess if I'm moving around too quickly, but honestly, sometimes they don't even detect me then, so it's like, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But when it comes to smoke, you're not shielded in smoke. They can scan you in the smoke, so do not make sure that if you're throwing the smoke pellet offensively or even defensively, uh, well, defensively, you don't have a choice. You don't want to die just battering that person and then flee. But it's a pretty big. Sorry, I think I just hit the mic, but it's a pretty big mistake if you think that if you underestimate the thermal goggle people, they can scan you in the smoke, they'll shoot at you in the smoke, and that will be a big problem. So make sure that whenever you use it offensively, you don't have these people. You can have mine people, armored people. I wouldn't recommend doing armored people because you can't take down them or whatever. But unless you want to use a ledge or whatever. But that's a separate thing. I'll have video in all these videos. Whenever there's something that works really well against armored people, I'll talk about that because that's, I think, the biggest problem with a lot of Arkham players is armed people. And also another thing about this entire walkthrough before I forget, it's mostly for Batman and whatever gadgets I'm talking about. So, for example, this tutorial has nothing to do with Nightwing or Catwoman or Harley Quinn or any I was about to say Initiation Bruce Wayne, but no, he does have a smoke pellet. It's only for people with a smoke pellet. Maybe Nightwing has one in Arkham Knight. He should have one. Sorry about that. There was some background noise, but as I was saying, he should have one in Arkham Knight. I don't know if he does or not. Let me just look that up quickly. Because he didn't have one in Arkham City, and he really should have one. Nightwing, gadgets, Arkham Knight. There we go. It's the first thing that came up. See, includes a disruptor, which he only. Oh, never actually. Yeah, he actually has that on both. Voice synthesizer. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. Since they're including Arkham Knight gadgets. Yeah. He does not have smoke pulse, as far as I know, in Arkham Knight, which is kind of weird because. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to close that. Whatever. So I was like on my other computer, but yeah. So this really only applies to Batman. Anyone else with a smoke pellet. Same with later walkthroughs, or not walkthroughs, sorry, guides for the series. For example, the Batclaw one, obviously doesn't apply to like Robin or Initiation Bruce Wayne or Catwoman. The Batclaw one, when I'm talking about that, it is for this. And in case it's not clear by the title, this is specifically a uh Predator guide, or not Arkham. Sorry, there's what I'm saying for combat. This YouTuber Dilla Dynamics. I hope I'm or Dila Dynamics. I think it's Dilla Dynamics. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. But he has a bunch of combat guides for the Arkham series. So check out his channel. He's got some really cool guides on like how to. He got one specific guide, so just basically how to do combat in an Arkham series and guarantee 3 medals on Challenge 5. It's a really good video, so check his out. This is specifically I will say specifically for Delight Dynamics. I can't talk today. This is specifically this entire series, not just this video, specifically for Predator. So, yeah, that's a smoke pellet. Just kind of to recap. I almost said recap. Use it defensively. Make sure make sure that's like your only way out by surviving. You only want to use it when it's the last resort, since you usually only have one per Predator encounter. Using it offensively, watch out for thermal guys. And again, only use it when you think that it won't be a waste. And that's basically it, in not as much detail as I went to earlier, but that's basically it. This is one of the, I think, the more simple guides. Most people think the smoke pellet, oh yeah, I'll drop it, but people don't really realize if you have a group of like 5 people, this is really, really good to use. Like, this is epic to use. If you have a group of 5 people in a Predator encounter and you end up using this, and it's fully upgraded, to the maximum extent of the law. For one might even say it's extremely powerful, and just you can take out basically all 5 of those people, especially in Arkham Knight with the Fear multi takedown. In Arkham Knight with Fear multi takedown, quick side note, you only want to use it if there's other people. If say like there's like 5 people or 4 people and you have it upgraded all the way, or 3 people or 2 people and you know have only 3 or upgrade all the way. Basically, if you can take out everyone there with the Fear multi takedown, don't worry about throwing a smoke pellet. There's like and if there's like one person left against like battering them, but if you like if there's a lot of people, specifically like a minigunner there, make sure you throw the smoke pellet, then do the Fear multi takedown to take them out quickly. If you don't want to, you don't have to, I guess, quote unquote, waste the Fear multi takedown there. Just do regular takedowns on them, but I'd recommend doing the Fear multi takedown. It's not hard to recharge, you just need to do a silent takedown. But yeah, that's really that quick side note about the Fear multi takedown, which I was thinking about earlier. I just forgot it once I started recording this video, but that's about it. So be on the lookout for part 2, Batclaw Yeehaw. Very creative name. And yeah, have a great. Oh, quickly, I'm just gonna have some clips after me done talking here. This is kind of a long video. I'm gonna try to keep my videos shorter. I always end up. It's probably from a lot of ums and ahs and me repeating myself. My videos are longer. But yeah, anyway, so now I'm going to show you some clips of me using the smoke pellet to the maximum extent of the law. And yeah, but have a great day. Keep being awesome.
It's been too long since I had a good scrap.
Did I just say something?
Oh my god. I don't think this will be in a Predator encounter. 39 hit combo. Arkham to distract him. I don't know why. Didn't.
Don't let him get away.
Drop a stun grenade, you imbecile. Okay. Can I not knockout smash him? Okay. That works too. Right? Or no, first Suzette. Oh, the sniper. Okay, I should probably